it's Leilani. Welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be doing a different type of video. I'm going to work a little bit with some mixed media, which is definitely outside of my comfort zone, and we're going to create some cards. So I really do love making cards, not like the fancy ones that you see on Instagram, but just my own cards, my own version of just some fun cards that I love to send out with Happy Mail to my friends and also to my grandmother. A lot of times I'll give a couple to my mom to send to my grandmother as well. And it's just kind of fun to have cards ready to go whenever you need them. So I thought, hey, I'm going to play around with some mixed media today, and I am going to create some fun kind of Valentine, a little bit Valentine themed cards. So first off, I have a lot of fun goodies here that I'm working with, including this jelly plate and the brayer and stuff from my lovely, lovely friend, Brienne. I received an amazing package from her a while back, and I'm so excited that I finally have the time and the energy to play around with this mixed media stuff. So definitely mixed media is, totally outside of my comfort zone, like I said, but I was really excited when I received this beautiful package because it allowed me to have everything ready to go and to actually try to play around with the jelly plate and stuff, because I've always really wanted to do that. So thank you again, Brienne. It was so fun, and just you are so sweet. So I had some paint from Target that I've picked up here and there, all of these beautiful little paints that they have over in their kind of crafty section. So I had a lot to choose from, and so I thought I would play around with them because I really have barely used these paints. They're really pretty on the shelf, but I don't typically use them very often. So now a few of these you'll see are kind of more iridescent, like this one, and puts a definite like shine onto the pages. So you will notice that by the end, this is some of them are very shiny, but I think it's kind of cute and gives it a nice look. So basically, y'all, I don't know what I'm doing. I've watched a few jelly plate videos before, and so I roughly knew the idea. I think I'm doing it correctly. So essentially, you have this like plate. It's kind of, it's jelly. It feels like jelly on it, and you put paint on one side, and then you press it down on different paper. Here I'm using deli paper that was also gifted to me, and then just regular cardstock as well, just kind of messing around. And then you have, I think it's called a brayer, right? I'm pretty sure that's the little kind of tool that I'm using there. And you just kind of can spread out your paint onto your jelly plate there, and then you kind of just set it down onto all of your papers and create all kinds of layers of fun mixed media. So I also grab out some stencils that I have, and I'm just playing around. I definitely do not know the techniques or really what to do. I don't know if I was doing it correctly, but I had a lot of fun, and I don't know if this is something that you can mess up or not. I have no clue, but I had a lot of fun, and I really liked the results. I thought that they turned out really cute, and I love the way that the papers looked. What I would say if you're new to this is just like, keep adding the layers, because for me, I would definitely go through these ugly stages of my papers, and just kind of like the more colors that I would add, the more layers that I would add. I think it really helped to just add more dimension and just add more to it. And I started to like everything a lot more. So here's where I also grabbed this little dauber tool. I think that's what that is called as well. And I'm trying to just add on a little bit of paint into these stencils. So once again, it's not perfect, but I was just playing around. I put on some true crime. I was just hanging out in my craft room, just like having some fun, messing around with all of these papers, and wasn't really being too technical with it. I wasn't trying to be hard on myself about what it looked like. I just wanted to give it a go, see what happened, and just play around. And I knew that I was going to continue to add layers and layers. So if I had a piece that I didn't really love, I figured that I could cover it up eventually. I also knew that I was going to be cutting out different things from these papers, so I could always avoid any areas that I didn't love as well. Sometimes I like to just take the excess paint and just spread it on some of these pages. I thought that that looked really cool as well. And essentially, I'm just kind of making these fun, like tie-dye looking pages. And I just thought it was super, super fun. So it's definitely something that I'm going to want to play around with again. I think that mixed media is something that just takes a little practice, and as you go and as you learn the techniques or find things that work for you, I think it just becomes more natural. And the mixing of the colors and kind of whatever you're doing, I just think it will come with time. So I am definitely brand new. I've barely made any mixed media stuff before. And that's another reason why I thought just starting with creating cards, I thought would be a good thing to do, because I knew they would be like on a really small scale, something really easy to do that I could just have fun making, but I didn't have to worry about trying to create some amazing album or amazing layout or something with it, just in case I didn't enjoy it. Although, with that said, I do really end up liking them, and I did make the cards in today's video. I think I make 7 cards total, but I have a couple sheets left. I think I have both of the pieces of paper that I did, not the deli paper, but the regular cardstock, and also at least one sheet of the deli paper along with some of the excess pieces that I cut off. So I have a lot of extras. So I think that it would be fun to use one in a layout or to use one in an album, an upcoming album that I'm doing. So I definitely enjoyed it. And I think that this could definitely be something that I try to continue to do and play around with. Very, very briefly, several years ago, if y'all don't know, Inky Quill, Adele from Inky Quill, is like my favorite scrapbooker. I just adore her. And she, of course, does all the mixed media stuff. And I think that she's like phenomenal. And even though I do not do mixed media, I still enjoy watching her videos. They're just fun to me, the chit-chatting and all that kind of good stuff. But several years ago, whenever I first started watching her, I think was like in 2018, when I even figured out that YouTube had scrapbookers on it. Before then, I didn't even realize that people were sharing on YouTube. And I bought one of those like Dina Wakley, I think, media journals. It's kind of made, the paper's made for you to do mixed media out of. And I played around with it a little bit and made a few layouts, and I enjoyed it somewhat, but I think I was trying too hard. I think I was putting too much pressure on myself. So that's why this time I just wanted to just have fun with it. And I thought, if it turns out ugly, it turns out ugly. I'm just playing around and just wanting to have some fun. So at this point, I've added all kinds of different layers and things. And this second part here that we're working on was actually the next day. So the next morning, I had let all of my pages dry overnight. And the next morning, I did add on just a little bit more stenciling with a few stencils, and just adding a little bit more of different colors on top, just some more layers. And so then I let that dry for a few hours in the morning and came back to it to actually create the cards. So this was kind of a long process as well. I just wanted to have plenty of time for everything to dry and be ready to go. So at this point, I did grab out a few scraps of some of my favorite papers, but I don't end up using any of those papers, but I just grabbed them just in case. And I also have this set of colorful envelopes from Amazon. So I just looked up, I think like 5x7 or something, colorful envelopes over there. And I grabbed this pack and I use them for sending out the traveling postcards for the sticker club and all of that. So I just grabbed some of those, and I figured I would just try to make all of these cards that size that would fit perfectly into those envelopes, since those are the ones that I will be using. So I just grabbed some cardstock, just regular old cardstock that I use for printing, like printables and stuff. I just grab it over at Target, and then I folded them, cut them to size, and now I've cut out, I think, 7 of them to play around with. So then what I'm going to do is I'm just essentially going to take all of these papers, and I'm going to just cover the tops of the cards. So whenever I was starting, I wasn't sure exactly what I wanted to do. I didn't know if I wanted to cut big hearts out of the deli paper, so I tried that. But then I thought, what I decided on was that I was just going to cover all of the cards with the paper, with the deli paper, and just kind of embellish from there. I love having the cards just have like the huge mixed media on the front cover. I thought that was really fun. So right now I'm just going to cover all 7 of them, and then we will start to embellish a little bit. So also today, you'll notice that I do have some die cuts over there to the side, and those are the journaling bits from Simple Stories, the new Heart Eyes collection. So I actually ordered this particular little pack of embellishments, I think like on my last scrapbook.com haul, and I just randomly got them and thought, oh, I'll use them for something. Well, then I went back and ordered a little bit more from scrapbook.com over the weekend, because I am prepping for my next project for Patreon, which I'm really excited about. I'm going to be doing in February a 10 by 8 album, all about mine and Will's relationship and all of the important dates and things, stories about us, and all of my favorite photos and things. And I'm going to be using a lot of the Simple Stories Heart Eyes collection. So I ordered a second one of these journaling bits. So since I had 2 packs, I thought that I would go ahead and put a few over here on these cards. So I really love that collection. I'm excited to use it. Y'all may see it over here in Project Life and things like that. And then of course I will flip through that album that I'll be working on in February, my Patreon album. I'll of course flip through it over here whenever it is completed as well. So you will see it eventually. So here, I'm just creating some little layers here on these cards, and I did grab out both of my Tim Holtz Tiny Phrase sticker books. So one of them is kind of the traditional phrase stickers that just say nice uplifting things, and the other one is the like sarcastic book, which I love, but I never really know what to do with those sarcastic phrases. But I thought that this worked perfectly for these cards because I really wanted them to be like generic cards that I could just send at any time. So a couple of them I end up using the die cuts that kind of have more lovey-dovey phrases on them, but for the majority I try to keep them pretty generic. So this one I thought was really cute. The phrase says, "Nothing screws up your Friday like realizing it's only Tuesday," which I thought was really cute. Everyone can relate to that. So I add that in here onto my cluster. Also, I did grab out the Simple Stories Heart Eyes washi tape. So that's the only other thing that I am using from the collection. I figured, it takes a long time to use up washi, so I would go ahead and use a little bit of that on the cards as well. So at this point, the tiny phrase sticker that I chose, I did choose the white background with the black type. But here in a little bit, I am actually going to change it out to be the black background with the white type, which I think looks a lot better and kind of makes more of a pop on the card. So you'll see that here as we go. So right now, kind of what I thought I would do is I would just freehand cut out a few hearts out of the deli paper. And then I am going to adhere all of the hearts onto just a regular piece of cardstock again. And then I'm going to fussy cut all of those out just so they're a little sturdier. And I wanted them to have a bit of that white border so that they wouldn't just completely be like camouflaged into the card. Obviously, it would be really hard to see them. So I'm just going to fussy cut these out, and then I'll add those throughout all of the cards that I make here today. So yeah, I really love this Heart Eyes collection, and I'm super excited to use it this Valentine's season. And I will say that I really love the color scheme. It's kind of an interesting color scheme because I, for one, love red and pink mixed together. I think that's really cute. But in this one, they use a little bit of kind of almost a mint green, really, really light, like turquoise color. But then they do a few pops of orange, and I really love the way that looks. More and more, I'm figuring out that I really love a pop of orange or a pop of yellow in my projects. So I thought that pop of orange was really cool. So I'm very excited to use it. So then for this next one, I love this background of this card. I love all of the yellow, and I love that kind of darker green, like stenciling at the top. I think that that's really pretty. So I'm just once again pulling out some of the die cuts, and then I end up grabbing a Tim Holtz phrase again. And this one says, "I'm just a girl standing in front of a salad asking it to be a donut," which I just thought was really funny. So I love these phrase stickers, and I always read through them, and I keep them in my little drawer right by my desk. So a lot of times I'll grab that phrase book and I'll kind of read through them, especially during Project Life, because I'm always looking for small embellishments. Tiny phrase stickers are perfect for that, but they're just so like sarcastic and specific that I'm like, when am I using this? But I thought that they just turned out so great for these cards. So I will say that these cards are a little wild. So with the kind of tie-dye crazy background and then just like the big cluster of stuff in the middle, they might not be for everyone. That's why I said at the beginning, they're definitely not like your pristine, beautiful, artistic, just amazing cards that you will see over like on Instagram and stuff. But this is my version of making cards. Anytime I try to make cards, they're always just kind of like a mess, but I think that they're fun and I always enjoy them. And I definitely think that whoever gets these would enjoy them. They would make them smile. And that's what really matters, right? So for this one and one other card, I do use one of the larger kind of like phrases that were in the die cut pack. So this one says, all I need is you. So these two that I use those phrases, I love the way that they look. The phrases are the perfect size for the card, but they are very like specific to almost like a Valentine's-y, more of a love partner type vibe of giving the card. So I don't know exactly what I will do with those cards right now. Maybe I'll give one to Will for Valentine's Day. Who knows? But I do think that they're cute, and I'm really glad I got to use those kind of die cut phrases. So for this one, I do grab out just the regular little Tim Holtz phrase book, and I add in follow your heart to it. I don't have a ton of those kind of sentiments left, so I just kind of grabbed one that I thought would work because I really wanted to give it a pop of black. And at this point, this is where I'm adding in the same phrases that I already read to you guys, but I'm just changing them out to have the black background, which I think looks a lot better. They pop a lot more, and I think they just all around look so much cuter. So I really like the way that turns out as well. So I would love to know, do you ever make your own cards? Do you send out happy mail? Do you send out snail mail? I'd love to know. For me, I definitely love sending out happy mail, and I feel like, especially being in the sticker community, that's a huge thing. Over with the BFF Sticker Club, you can actually get paired up each month if you want with a sticker bestie, and you and that person can send out stickers and fun mail to each other for that month. And I did that for several months, and it was so fun. I've taken a break from it now, but it is a really great time. And also just with the traveling postcards that we all send back and forth where you add your stickers on there, it's really fun to send those out or send happy little sticker mail to your friends. So I always like to have cards just at the ready for that. And like I mentioned before, me and my mom always like to write to my grandmother, and she writes to us because she lives out in Oregon, so she lives really far from us. So it's fun to just have cards ready to go to send to her as well. And we're always searching at Target, trying to find cute cards to send. But sometimes it's really hard to find like just general cards, not birthday, not like any kind of special anniversary or congratulations, but just like regular cards. And I'm telling you, any that they have at Target, we have already sent them out because we buy them as soon as we see them. So I love buying beautiful cards from the store, but of course everyone knows they are insanely expensive. So I do really love whenever I feel like making cards and I make like a big stack of them, and then I just have them ready to go and I can pull them out and just have a card whenever I need one. So I really love that. So the one that I just finished up, the sentiment on it said, confession, my yoga pants have never been to yoga, which I just love. Those really make me giggle. I think they're really cute. So I definitely recommend that kind of snarky, sarcastic-y word phrase sticker book from Tim Holtz if you haven't grabbed it. They're just a great investment because you get, like, I think 3 or 4 pages of the text that's white with the black text, and then you get all the same phrases in the black background with the white text, and they're so great for so many projects. So I love the sarcastic ones, and then of course the regular ones as well. So this is the other one where I'm using the large die cut from the Heart Eyes collection. So it says, "You are my greatest adventure." So this is another a little more lovey-dovey one. And it wasn't until I finished this video that I realized I didn't put one of the kind of more just regular sweet Tim Holtz sentiments on that one. So I might go back and add a little black sentiment to that just to add a little bit of something else to it. Also, I'll say I love this washi tape set. It's not too often that I buy one of the full washi tape sets from these scrapbooking collections because I have literally like hundreds of washi tapes. But this one I thought was really, really beautiful. It came with so many great ones, a black and white diagonal stripe, a floral that's literally so pretty with the orange background, and then like a really easy one that just has like a pink design on it, and then also one that almost looks like different stamps and pieces of paper, and it's just really cute. It's almost like its own form of a stripe, and it's adorable. So this one, the phrase sticker says, "I don't mean to brag, but I finished my 14-day diet in 3 hours and 12 minutes. And if that's not me, I don't know what is." So I loved that one as well. So just super cute. I'm loving just all the layering, and I think these are turning out really great. So for this one, I do have the like stenciling at the top is with texture paste. So you might notice at the end, whenever I'm showing you all of the cards, it does look a little kind of wonky and really, really shiny in there. And I think it's just the way that it's positioned in the video. But the texture paste is a little tricky because, of course, it sticks up a bit from the paper. So it's a little more like 3D. So I have a pack of Vicky Bouton metallic texture paste that I really hadn't played around with either. So I just used it through a stencil, and I really like the way that it feels. It's not too textured though. It's just the right amount where it's fun to feel, but it's not like crazy lumpy or anything. So I really liked it. And then this tiny phrase says, "I could give up chocolate, but I'm not a quitter." So who can't relate to that, right? So I love these. This is the last card that I'm going to be working on, but I thought that this was really fun. So I definitely suggest if you just want to get creative, but maybe you don't have any pictures to work on, or you just don't want to go there. You don't want to get all your stuff out, and you don't want to like have to really create like so much where you have to really think about it and make this masterpiece of a layout or kind of work. It's really fun to just create a few cards, just kind of grab out a certain bit of stuff that inspires you and just have fun creating cards. And then your next challenge will be to send out some snail mail, some happy mail to people. It is a wonderful thing, and who doesn't love getting something just fun and happy in the mail? It's the best thing ever. So I hope that y'all enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a like, and please also consider subscribing. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you like the card making, let me know, and I might do a few more in the future. So y'all have an absolutely wonderful day, and I will talk to you later. Bye, you guys.